I didn't win this, but I am going to be giving it away. So keep an eye on my Instagram as we roll into March Madness for swimming. Women's NCAAs are coming up, and I recently did a video on how fast men's swimming has gotten at the NCAA championship level in 10 years. So I figured, hey, you know what? Why not do it right before women's NCAA starts so we can get a little bit of a preview. Look at, how fast swimming was last year, how much faster it's gotten in 10 years, obviously. It's the title of the video, Kyle. With that being said, I'm not going to waste your time because this video is going to be long. It's going to be a long video if you stick with me through the end of this video. Thank you very much. Let's head down to the Swim Cloud double cruise and get going on this cruise, obviously. This is going to be a difficult one because the 2013 and 2023 events are formatted differently. They're formatted differently at the meet, but also they're formatted a little bit weird on Swim Cloud. So I'm going to mess up like 100 times. Okay. So we're going to start off with what is the first event on the first day at 2023 and 2024 NCAAs, which is the 200 medley relay. I think that's right. Is it the 800? Doesn't matter. We're going to do the 200 medley relay. All right. So 2023, 131.5. This is starting off ridiculous. This sport has gotten so much faster. And in 2013, which is on the left, a 134.95. So we're going to start with 2013. We're out 24.4, 26.1 from Molly Hannes is absolutely flying. 22.9, really solid. 21.4, really good. 24.4, I mean, Gretchen Walsh, she's going like 22s these days. So 24.4, you're gonna need to move it along. But back then, that's winning you a national title. Once again, no shade being thrown at 2013. National championship team right here. They've got these. I didn't earn it. I'm giving this away because I'm addicted to Instagram growth and I have cool friends that do cool things. 135.5, 26.9, 23.4. Bootsma was electric at this meet in 2013. She threw down, I think, a really nasty 200 back time that we'll get to later on. 26.9, 23.1, 22.0, pretty solid, moving down the line. 24.5, 26.6, a lot of 26 splits on breaststroke. 131.51, 22.7, 26.3, 22.1, 20.3. So if we compare that to Tennessee, Gretchen is just a force. She picked up almost 2 seconds on the first 50. And then on the last 50, Kate Douglas picked up a full second. I mean, that just about does it. Molly Hannes, 26.1, faster than Alex Walsh. And if you look at Kelsey Foyd, 22.9, she's in the hunt with Lexi Cuomo. Not really, like 0.6, 0.7 is a big gap, but it's not like 2 full seconds. NC State, Catherine Burkhoff, 22.8 going out. 22.8, 22.7. The backstroke splits are just electric. 23.7 from Olivia Bray, 25.5 from Anna Ellen. Fun. But I'm going to move on before this video turns into an hour-long video, which maybe you guys want to watch that, maybe you don't, whatever. All right, 800 freestyle relay. That is the second event on the first day. This one is 5 seconds different. So funnily enough, Stanford put together some electric 800 freestyle relays way back in the day that really held their own for a while. Cal did the same thing. So these relays, are going to have some splits that, and Missy Franklin's still the NCAA record holder back from when she swam at Cal, 139.1. No one's been really within too much of striking distance of that record, especially a 200 freestyle specialist. You had Gretchen Walsh come in and say, hey, I'm going to give it a shot. Blew the doors off the first 100. I think was 47 to the feet. Would have been like second in the NCAA to the feet going out in her 200 freestyle. Some people recently say that I don't know what I'm talking about, by the way, in Swim Swam comment section. The brain just spit that out, so shut up. 144.1, 143 flat from Megan Romano. That is flying. 143.0 from Allison Schmidt. She's pretty good. Arizona wasn't too far behind. Kidding. Georgia rolled this relay. 144, 143.0. There's Margot Gear again. So a lot of 143s. Not really any 142s or 141s until we go over here to UVA. 142.3, 141.1, 143.3, 142.9. So a huge split from Alex Walsh kind of opened up Virginia's lead there in this relay. They didn't win by a lot. Stanford 142, 142, 144, 142. A lot of 142s, but this isn't really that like egregious of a difference, in my opinion. I think because this is an 800 yard relay, obviously. In the 200 medley relay, we had I think a 2, almost 3 second, maybe a 3 second difference. My immediate memory is failing me. This one's only, what is that, 4.5 seconds. So by the transitive property of growth and distance and time, this one's not as bad. All right, moving on to the 500 freestyle. I am honestly pretty impressed with myself being able to track these events with how different they are on each side of the equation here, but whatever. 500 freestyle, how interesting is this? The 500 freestyle in 2013 was faster than the 500 freestyle is today. 4:34.66 would have won by 2 full seconds. 4:36.62 would have been 5th, almost 6th. I bet some of you didn't expect to see this. 4:36.5, just to deepen things actually in the B final. 4:37.3. B final back in 2013 would have won the B final in 2023. Interesting. And depth also, I mean, 4:36, 4:38, 4:39, 4:39, 4:39. I mean, look at all these. Bunch of 440s. Women's freestyle back in the day, 2013. I mean, that was my back in the day too. So yikes, Kyle, getting old. Back in the day was stout. The 200 freestyle is going to look, I think, relatively comparable to what we're seeing right now. But you're going to have to wait and see as we move on to one that is not going to look quite like this one did. The 200 IM. 153, 153, 153, Kate Douglas. 148.3. 148.3 from Kate Douglas. 153s up and down over here. I mean, 148, 150, 150, 153. I mean, this was like an all-time meetup of 200 IMers. Tori Husk, 150.0. Alex Walsh, 150. We were, clearly, if you know how to do math, we were 0.1 away from having 3 women sub 150 in the 200 IM last year. This final is just, I mean, it would have been brutal. It would have been brutal comparing the two. But we just saw the fact that in 2013, the final would have been faster. This one, different story. Speaking of different story, 50 freestyle is going to be a different story as well. It's going to be a much different story. The 50 freestyle has gotten much faster. 20.7, 20.8, 21.3, 21.4, 21.5, 21.6, 21.6, 21.7. That's right. The NCAA champion, Margot Gear. Incredible swimmer back in the day. Incredible swimmer just all around. Not even back in the day. Whatever. Wouldn't have even been in the A final. We can check prelims, but 21.7, 21.8, 21.8. Look at all these 21s. And then you move into the B final over here, 22.1, 22.2, 22.2. The 50 freestyle has gotten so much faster short course yards. What is causing that? Is it suit technology? Is it our understanding of the fact that sprinters don't need to be doing a ton of yardage and that they need to get really good at swimming fast and swimming high in the water? I have no idea. Because I wouldn't have made the B final at women's NCAAs in 2023 with my 50 freestyle time of 22.05. What a legend I was back in the day. But top 16 would have been a 21.98 last year, and it would have been a 22.39. So 0.4 difference, which in a 50 is a whole lot. Making the A final 22.2, making the A final 22.7. Half a second. If you look at percentages, that is a lot. That is a large percentage performance jump in history. Super cool phrasing. I just did. Now is where things are going to get like really interesting, because I'm going to have no idea kind of like how to navigate this, because over here you'll see the sessions go away. Sessions are gone. We're just going to have to like kind of, I didn't plan for this. So day 1, day 2, I think it's a 400 IM. Oh, we kind of have it over here. Okay, 400 IM women. 400 IM. Beisel. Alex Walsh got her. Beisel would have been 3rd. Maya Dorado also would have been 3rd. Caitlin Leverins also would have been 3rd. Wow. I mean, this one's not all that different in terms of depth. It's a little bit different. But Alex Walsh would have blown away the field. Oh, no. Go back. Would have crushed it. 401 in the prelims. I kind of like looking at the prelims times to see how kind of the meat would have played out. 404.9. I mean, Beisel got to just kind of float through prelims here. 405.6 would have still made it. Interesting a lot. I mean, she would have been in the same spot, actually, I think. 4.56, just outside of Emma Wyatt. So, I mean, she got to float a little bit more because you only had to go 4.07.2, only 4.07.2 to make it in. 4.07.2 would have been like 11th coming into this. So, I don't know. This one's kind of a weird one because the depth is there in 2013 to still have a lot of play in 2023. But Alex Walsh would have cleared this field by 3 seconds, and Ella Nelson was also sub 4, and they're both from the same school. All right, moving on. 100 fly. This is going to be another fun one. And by fun, I mean Gretchen Walsh is not swimming it. Sorry, I got mixed up with 100 back and 100 fly. This one's ridiculous. The women's 100 fly is without a doubt, in my mind, the most stacked event and has been the most stacked event on the women's side of the NCAA in the last 5 years. I would say that confidently. 48.4, 48.5, 48.9. That should do it for you right there. And then you had 3 swimmers that were right up against that 50-point barrier. Claire, 50.0. Gabby, 50.1. Emma, 50.1. You could have very well had 6 swimmers going sub 50 point. Kylie Alon's 50.4, right in the mix. And then the champion in 2013, we've seen events where the entire A final would have been like 1, 2, 3, 4, like in the 500 free. I don't think your champion would have scored. Wouldn't have scored. 10 years for the NCAA champion in 2013 to not even score in 2023. All right, the 200 freestyle. I mean, once again, this is going to be kind of that story of it was really, really fast back then. Allison Schmidt, Pelton, Romano, 141.8, 142.1, 142.6, 142.3.1, 142.4 got second, and 142.5 third. So, I mean, this event would have been really competitive if you stacked this entire field up in a 16-lane pool and just let them rip. It would have been almost evenly stacked, I would say. Maybe a little bit more depth now, which kind of goes back to when I was talking about how we've got more depth in swimming these days. A little bit more depth now, but also we wouldn't have won. I'm talking about like 2023 as if like I'm on the team. I'm a part of the team in 2023. I'm not. I am sitting here with a microphone. But this is an interesting one because, I mean, it feels like freestyle hasn't really progressed as much unless you're looking at sprints. Mid-distance, and it'll be interesting to see the mile in a little bit, mid-distance hasn't really progressed as much. Interesting for me. I think it's interesting. This video is going to be so long. All right, the women's 100 breaststroke. Now, you had Bria Larson back in the day with a 58, and then a 58.3. I need to go ahead and click this over here. All right, women's 100 breast. This is a depth one. This is where depth just has taken over in the sport. 57.0, Lydia would have won by 0.6. Which is a significant margin, but not like jumping out of your chair margin of victory. 57.1 from Mona McSherry, 57.2. This event is going to be so sick at NCAAs this year. You see these 4 swimmers, I think maybe even more, all coming back. All coming back. You get Lydia Jacoby, Mona McSherry, Anna Ellent, Caitlin Dobler, all back in the mix. Going to be sick. 57.3 in 2013 is absolutely flying. I believe that was the NCAA record at the time. Or she might have gone a little bit faster, actually, in prelims, or maybe at SECs. I forget. 57.6 for Bria Larson. Casey Carlson, USC, 58.3, 59.1, 59.1, 59.1, 59.2. Over here, 58 or bust. 58 or you're not in the A final, that's for sure. And I think in prelims, 59.19 is what it took to get into the scoring final. 59.19 would have been 5th back in 2013. Depth is relentless. Women's 100 backstroke. Rachel Bootsma. I don't want her to catch too much shade here just because of what Gretchen Walsh is doing in the NCAA. Bootsma was an incredible short course yards NCAA backstroker and swimmer in general. 50.1 back then, as you can see on the left side of your screen as I make you wait to see Gretchen Walsh on the right side of your screen, won by over a full second in the 100 backstroke. Now, Gretchen Walsh got to do something a little bit similar. Almost a full second in 2023. 48.2, 49.1, 50.0. So 50.1 back then was like jaw-droppingly fast. Whoa, almost sub 50, incredible. Now we're talking about Gretchen Walsh potentially going sub 48 in the 100 backstroke. She went 48.1, I think, at ACCs just a couple of weeks ago. And now people are talking about the 47 barrier. I think that is or 48 barrier. I think that is a very fair conversation to have. 49.1 from Catherine Burkhoff. Remove Gretchen Walsh from the NCAA. Catherine Burkhoff is like the best backstroker we've ever seen. 50 and 100 backstroke, incredible. Claire Curzan was a 50.0, very close to going sub 50 and having 3 swimmers sub 50 when Bootsma won by over a full second and didn't break 50. Wild. 52.6 was the last swimmer in the A final, 51.2. We'll check the scoring just to see and just to prove that I know what I'm talking about. 51.6 to score, 52.8 to score. So we've gotten almost a second and a half faster. A final, 51.1. A final, 52.1. So relatively consistent there. Relatively. All right, moving on to not the 800 free relay, the 1650. Did we miss the 200 IM somehow? No, we didn't. We didn't. I'm losing my mind. All right, moving on to the 1650. 1545. This is an interesting one. I've said that for about all of these, but this is an interesting one because we've seen distance swimming and mid-distance swimming hasn't been all that different. And actually, it's kind of skewed towards 2013. 1545 for Haley Anderson on the left. Kenzie McMahon would have won, but not by much. 1543. 1548, 1550, 1552, 1550. I mean, this is another competitive field. Give me a 16-lane pool, throw everybody in it, go. And then we'll check in on you 16 minutes later. Go drop in the comments section why you think this is the case, because the 200 and 500 and mile have been very comparable. The 100 freestyle, I don't think we've done that yet. Have we done that? No, we haven't done that yet. The 100 freestyle, I think, is still going to be pretty skewed towards 2023. But the difference, I mean, it starts right at the 200. 50 and 100, you're getting a lot faster. 200, everyone's competitive, and 2013's honestly, I think, faster. So 100 freestyle is going to be interesting, but I think it's going to be a similar story. 147.8 for Pelton in 2013 is ripping fast. This is what I was talking about. This is what I was talking about with how ridiculously fast Elizabeth Pelton was, because second place, Dominique Bouchard, was 150.06. 150.06, then a 151.1 for Beisel, 151.2, Maya Dorado, 151.3. Big names. Big names in the sport. Really good long course swimmers. Claire Curzan, 147.6. Then 149.2, 149.3, 150.2, 150, 150, 151, 152. So a lot of depth, a lot of growth in the depth side of things. Top end speed. Elizabeth Pelton was holding it down for 2013. Holding it down. Let's check the 16th spot because that's what I like to do. And it is fun for me. 154.2 versus a 142.7. Crazy. It's really interesting, you know. Sometimes people like to tell me that I don't really understand the sport. I don't know what I'm talking about. I've been talking about depth being the thing that is going to be the catalyst for growth, and the new wave of performance is going to be a depth equation and not necessarily a top end speed thing, which Gretchen Walsh and Leon Marchand are trying to make me eat my words on. And it's just shown here in the data. So maybe I do know what I'm talking about, you stupid idiots. All right, 100 freestyle. This is interesting because why? Because of the distance and the sprint in the 2013, 2024, or what, 2023. Yeah, okay, that's why. 47.1, 47.3, 47.7, 47.9. I'm good at reading numbers. 48.0. All right. 45.6, 46.4, 46, 46, 46, 46, 47, 47, 47. What's happening? What happens when we hit 200? Why haven't we gotten faster at the 200 and the 500 and the mile? We've gotten so much better at sprinting, the 50 and the 100, the hundreds of stroke. Lily King was 55 in the 100 breaststroke. That would have been 2 full seconds faster than 2013. But then you jump up to the 200 in freestyle and the 500 in freestyle. Not a lot going on. Katie Ledecky, 424 in the 500, would have won NCAAs this year by 12 seconds. Last year by 12 full seconds. What's happening? I don't understand it. If you understand it or think you understand it, drop it in the comments section. 45.6 from Gretchen Walsh. It is insane to me. This is a little bit of a preview, a little bit of a hype show for 2024. It is insane to me that we are even considering or having any sort of conversation about Gretchen Walsh or any female swimmer going 44 in the 100 freestyle. There is something in my brain. It's like when we saw Gretchen go 19. Something in my brain just kind of like, I don't even know how to explain it. Seeing 44 winning the 100 freestyle at NCs, I hope makes a lot of like high school and college guys like go. Wow. I hope that happens. 46.4 from Tori Husk would have won NCs in 2013 when Margot Gear won by 2 full tenths of a second, which isn't really that much, whatever. Maggie McNeil would have won. Albiera would have won. Burkhoff would have won. Depth. And then once you hit the 200 and 500, not sure what's happening. All right, 200 breaststroke. We got Bria Larson back. We got Laura Sogar back. We got Haley Spencer back. And on the 2023 side, they are going to be met with the relentless force of short course yard swimming. Kate Douglas, 201.29, U.S. Open cut or something. I don't know what that is on there. 203.26 for Anna Ella Nelson, 204.3, 204.5. So the top 4 swimmers would have all won in 2013. And the depth in this race is going to be wild. So Kate Douglas, incredible. I mean, that is a ridiculous swim. And if Alex Walsh gets anywhere near that at NCAAs, we should be shaking our heads out of raw confusion is what I'm going to say there. 16th, a 208.30 to get in. To score 2:10.0, so a 2-second difference. A final 2:07.3, 2:08.2, so a full second and almost 2 seconds to score at all. So if you look at what we've been seeing so far, it kind of feels like winning a little bit variable, but if Gretchen Walsh or Kate Douglas swims, pretty variable. Getting top 8, scoring in the A final. About a second in the hundreds, maybe a little bit less, about a second and a half, a second in the 200s. Top 16, you can pretty much double it. It's almost a full second in the hundreds and almost 2 full seconds plus in the 200s. 200 butterfly, we'll see if that is the same story. We will find out after this commercial. I'm just kidding. All right, 149.9, 152.6. This is ridiculous. It is ridiculous how much faster we have gotten at this race. And maybe this is just cherry picking a slower NCAAs in 2013. No shade. 152.6 for Camille Adams, 149.9, 150, 151, 152, 152. I just went on a long tangent about scoring and times, and I'm gonna probably eat my words. 153.8, 158.2. Okay. We're still in it. It's about a second, a little bit over a second in the 200s. So this one would need to be like 2.5 seconds different at 16th for me to be right. 156.5. 155.1. Okay. So we got like a second and a half faster. Wow. I thought that one was going to be a huge difference. I thought it was going to be an absolutely huge difference. We skipped the relays. Oh, no. We'll do the relays. We'll do all the relays at the end. All right. So we'll start with the 400 medley relay for the women. 328. Where is it? 400 medley relay. 328.5. Oh, my goodness. UVA is so good. So good. 328.51 would have been 8th. 328.8 would have been 8th also. Let's see where a lot of the ground by Virginia was made up. 52.8, 57.3, Molly Hannes cruising. 50.9, very quick. 47.2. I mean, some good splits, but then you just look over here and it's just like, what are we even looking at? 49.3 from Gretchen Walsh. Good luck being anywhere near that. Hats off to Catherine Burkhoff, who was near that. 50.1. 56-7 for Alex Walsh, 48-9 for Kate Douglas, 47-2 for Amy Canny. That team has like 16 swimmers that they could just put in various positions and probably win the 400 medley relay. So hard to keep up with. 57-3 for McCausland, Kylie Alon's 49-9, 47-2 for Abby Aarons. Texas, 325, would have won by over 3 seconds. 50.8, 56.7, 50.1, 57.3. Or 47.3, sorry, Kelly. 52.8, 57.3. Let's see what we got on Arizona's. Yeah, 46.6 anchoring from Margot Gears. So fast. So fast back then. I mean, let's look at Stanford. 47.1, 51.5 from Felicia Lee. 52.3 backstroke leg. Maya Dorado, Olympic medalist. Come on. All right, we're gonna move up to the. Back down. I only skipped one relay. Good for me. All right, 400 free relay finals to finish everything off here. The grand finale, 305.84. Georgia, 309.4 in 2013, 48.2. Megan Romano, 46.2. 21.9 to the feet. That's ridiculous. Megan Romano is a force. An absolute force. Oh, we didn't look at the 200 freestyle relay. We'll do that as well. This is a video of me just trying to not forget. All right. 48.2, 47.7, 47.1 for Allison Schmidt, flying 46.2. The back half of that relay was just relentless. 46.3 Kate Douglas. Oh, jeez. 46.5, 47.0, 45.8. Boom. Hammer coming home. 21.7 going out to the feet, 24.1 on the end. Really impressive how close Megan Romano was to Gretchen Walsh's splits all the way back in 2013. 46.2, 45.8. Very impressive. Very impressive for me. All right, we're going to jump up. I'm not impressive, but I'm very impressed. To the 200 freestyle relay. The fastest relay in swimming. I say that every time I'm commentating. I need to stop doing it. Where Virginia would have won by almost 3 seconds. All right, Tennessee, 22-1, 21-7, 21-8, 21-4. I don't think I went through this yet, but my brain is kind of mush because I've been talking to myself for almost 30 minutes. This is a long video. Don't forget I'm giving this away soon on Instagram. 21-6, 21-9, 21-0 from Megan Romano. I mean, she's doing the storytelling herself. And then you look at, sorry. I choked there for a second. It looked like I almost threw up when I clicked on UVA's splits, which is, I'm sure, how some of y'all feel. 21-0 from Kate Douglas leading off very quick, even though Gretchen Walsh goes 20.59 minus 0.02 and a flat start 50 now. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't have any data up here. Yeah, sure, you idiots. 20.59, 21.33, 21.58. A lot of 21 lows. A lot of 20 points. 21.5, 20.9, 21.3, 21.7, 21.6, 21.2, 21.3, 21.4. 50s, the depth of the 50 and the 100 in the NCAA, it's like everyone in women's NCAA Division I swimming can go or split sub 22 on a 200 freestyle relay now and a 50 freestyle split. Said that really weird, but I think you hopefully followed along with that. Hopefully you followed along with this video and got a little bit of entertainment out of it and got a little bit excited for 2024 NCAAs. You got reminded of 2023 women's NCAAs where Virginia was crushing people. No way is it going to be like this again this year. Texas looks really, really good. Really good. I got to watch them swim at the Big 12s. Get excited. Like the video. Drop a comment letting me know what you think about this video. And I'll see you in the next one. See ya.